It was 2 a.m. when David entered the hotel elevator, feeling a mix of exhaustion and curiosity. He was alone, or so he thought. The dark, quiet atmosphere of the hotel made him feel slightly uneasy, as if he were being watched. You know that feeling, right? When the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and you feel like something isn't quite right? As he pressed the button for the 14th floor and felt the familiar lurch of the elevator, he couldn't shake the feeling that this was no ordinary night. Little did he know, the real adventure was just beginning. As the elevator ascended, the dinging sound he expected didn't happen. Instead, the elevator came to an abrupt stop on the 13th floor. Wait, what? David glanced at the buttons, frowning. There was no 13th floor button, just silence wrapped around him like a thick fog. A slight chill crept down his spine, but curiosity got the better of him. He knew most hotels skip the 13th floor due to superstition, but this felt off. The elevator doors opened slowly, revealing a long, dark hallway stretching out before him. Flickering lights cast eerie shadows along the walls, and a strange hum filled the air, almost like a distant machinery at work. You could almost say it felt alive. David stepped out, hesitating for just a moment. The elevator doors closed behind him with a definitive thud, sealing him off from the faint light of the hallway. David ventured into the corridor, and his unease began to grow. It felt endless, the walls closing in slightly with every step. No rooms lined the hallway, no numbers or signs to guide him, just stark, cold walls that seemed to swallow his voice when he spoke. "Hello," he called out softly, but only silence replied. Then he heard footsteps. Behind him. Fast. They echoed ominously through the empty corridor, growing closer. His heart pounded in his chest as he turned around, but there was nothing there, just the quiet, oppressive air that enveloped him. "Get a grip, David," he muttered under his breath, trying to shake off the panic rising inside him. But that rational part of him quickly faded as the footsteps continued, relentless and hurried. Fear fueled his legs, and he ran back towards the elevator, desperate to escape whatever unseen force was pursuing him. However, when he reached the spot where the elevator had been, he was met with an unsettling sight. The doors were gone. Instead of the silver doors, a mirror stood in their place, reflecting the flickering lights and the emptiness around him. David stepped closer, heart racing. As he stared into the mirror, he was greeted by a shocking sight, his own reflection smiling widely at him. But David wasn't smiling. His own face mirrored confusion, fear, and terror. The reflection seemed almost alive, its grin unnaturally wide, while David's expression remained trapped in shock. What was happening? It was as if another version of him was there, completely unaware of the dread gripping his heart. He was losing touch with reality, stuck between two worlds. "Is this some kind of joke?" he whispered, backing away from the mirror, but the sinister smile remained, mocking him. David's breath quickened. He turned to flee, but there was no hallway left to run into. The walls felt like they were closing in, like the hotel was swallowing him whole. David's realization hit him hard. Trapped in some alternate reality, a nightmare from which he couldn't escape. The mirror, the eerie reflection of himself smiling, what did it mean? Was this some twisted extension of who he could become, or was it all just a figment of his imagination? As the hallway blurred around him, questions flooded his mind. Why had he been brought here? Was he destined to be forever tormented by this doppelganger? The uncertainty gnawed at him, leaving a sinking feeling in his gut. And as the flickering lights began to dim, merging everything into darkness, one thing was clear. Whatever waited for him in that mirror was not just a reflection. It was a part of him. So, what would you do if you found yourself in David's shoes? Share your thoughts in the comments below.